Welcome everybody. Hello, and welcome to today's gameplay stream. I am Darkside Phil. Today is Wednesday, April 19th, 2017. That is right, folks. We are winding down the month of April. We are more than halfway through it. We've only got about a week and a half left in April. And it's been a fun month so far. You know, primarily the real event this month has been the Persona 5 ongoing playthrough, which is finally winding down and is going to have to go on hold shortly. Pretty interesting. We'll see how that goes. I'll talk about that in a moment here. Yeah. So, today, ladies and gents, what is on the agenda? Let's talk a little bit here with everybody. Well, first off, we're going to be doing Yooka-Laylee. Yooka-Laylee on the stream today, folks. If you're not aware, you know, this ongoing playthrough of a classic style throwback 3D platformer from the makers of banjo-kazooie. Came out last week. Played it a bit, but, you know, kind of put it on hold for a bit as well because I was, you know, doing other stuff. Shout out to Tantamounter123, who just did a 123, not Tantamounter, well, no, wait a minute, I screwed that up. Let's say that again. Shout out to Tantamounter, who did a 123-bit cheer. I said it completely incorrectly. And he is now the cheerleader for the stream. We had one other person cheering earlier. It was Golden Colts. He did 20-bit cheer. And so far, RatchetFan12 has done 2 different tips of $5. But that was all before I started recording pre-stream. So, yes, hello everyone. Yooka-Laylee today. Continuing on with the playthrough. FYI, if you're not aware, I'm more than halfway through the game. I'm actually more than halfway through the 3rd of 5 worlds. Okay. I just expanded the 3rd world and went back in, and now we're going to be doing more stuff there to grab more of the pagey items. Okay. Since today is a longer stream, 4 hours, I'm expecting I'm probably going to finish up World 3 and head into World 4. From what everyone's been telling me, sadly, it's kind of a downhill roll from here. Like, basically the stuff I've done in the game is the better stuff in the game, and the end game stuff ends up being more frustrating and or poorly designed. At least a few people have told me that. I don't know, I haven't played it myself, you know. You know, I am going to judge for myself. I'm not going to allow what people have told me to influence my opinion, but I guess we'll see for ourselves today as I continue on. You know, it certainly seems like maybe 1 to 2 more sessions. So today, maybe 1 more major session of Yooka-Laylee, I may be able to wrap it up. Because you need 100 pages to finish the game. And at this point, I believe I have about 60 or just under 60. And the thing is, once you complete all the worlds, you can go back and you can go and get some of the pages you haven't gotten previously. Like, for example, I already know there's 2 or 3 in that first world that I couldn't figure out. I couldn't solve them when I first played the game, when I was first there, because I didn't have the abilities to solve them at the time. And now I know I could go back and solve those. So we'll see how it goes today. So 4 hours of Yooka-Laylee here on the stream, folks. Later tonight, no stream. I will be working on my Mass Effect Andromeda review. Okay? So for those who, you know, either watched that playthrough or maybe watched some of it and said, oh god, and never came back because of how disappointing that game was. I think we're all in the same boat here. We can all massively agree here together that the game was a disappointment. Now, we might not all agree if the game was horrible or not, but I think for most, after playing the original Mass Effect trilogy and then playing Mass Effect Andromeda, I think we can all agree the game was very disappointing in many different ways. Not just graphically, not just because of the bugs, not just because of the combat, but because of many different factors combined, okay? So, yeah. I'm going to work on that tonight. I don't know if I'm going to release that tonight. It depends on how far I get, okay? Because I definitely want to do a good review, being this is my first review back from not doing reviews in a while. Now that I'm finally getting to the point where I'm finishing up stuff, I can start doing reviews again. I know, it's been a crazy 2 months. Because ever since I started doing a different kind of stream here on Twitch, you know, the more interactive streams, it seems like every game I play is 1,000,000 hours long. Seriously, like, just take a look at the length of the games I've been playing. Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mass Effect Andromeda, Persona 5, you know, these are insanely long games. It takes so long to finish them that the reviews end up coming out a month after the game releases, and there's nothing I can do about that. I have to finish the game before I can review it, right? So, it is what it is. I'm going to work on that tonight. We'll see how far I get. If I release it tonight, great, but if not, then I'll be releasing that review tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow, folks, there will not be a live stream, and I know that's an oddity for a weekday where normally I'm doing streams, but yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be doing Ask the King, my Q&A show, which I have not done since January. So it's been quite a long time since I've done one, and I've been looking forward to doing one. Alright? But I need you guys and gals to post up your questions, please. Please post up your questions on the kingofhate.com forums, alright? Oh my god, excuse me. I'm drinking a V8 energy drink here this morning. It's V8 plus energy, which it's a juice that has both fruit and vegetable in it. It's good for you. It's over 1/3 fruit and vegetable juice with green tea and other kind of ingredients, you know, imbued in it. So, it's quite good. I really like this. This is much better, in my opinion, than the Kickstarts I used to drink, the Mountain Dew Kickstarts. Oh, shout out to Ratchet-Fan. Welcome back, Ratchet-Fan. He did a $3 tip. He says he's super excited to be able to tip again. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Ratchet-Fan said he was having an issue where his bank was screwing with, well, not really screwing with his card, but I guess his bank had flagged his card for fraud because he was doing stuff here on Twitch, and normally, you know, previously he hadn't done that. And so I guess the bank prevented him from using his card here on Twitch. And yes, that happens. If you have a bank card or a credit card that you don't frequently use for something, and then you start using it for something regularly, a lot of the times it'll get flagged for fraud. I know for a fact from various things I've done over the years. There was this one grocery store I used to go to that always, when I went there, for some reason, they wouldn't process the transaction. They would freaking call me and ask me if it was legit. And I'm like, dude, I'm standing in the checkout at the grocery store trying to get my fucking groceries, and you're going to flag it for fraud? It's like, you know, it's not like it's a breaking the bank transaction here. It's kind of silly. And then, you know, iTunes as well. Over the years, I know that when you sync a credit card with iTunes, and if you do a bunch of transactions on there that are out of the ordinary, like you buy a bunch of music out of nowhere, or maybe you have a mobile game, you're going to toss some money at a mobile game, sometimes you'll get flagged there, too. That's happened to me before. So, but anyway, welcome, welcome, Ratchet-Fan. Thank you for the tips already. I appreciate it. You know, and everyone who today decides to either cheer with bits, or sub to the channel, or tip me. I appreciate that. I will throw this out there again, folks. You know, last month when I started this new streaming method on Twitch, a ton of people subscribed to the channel with Twitch Prime, which I very much appreciated, by the way. By the end of last month, I had over 270 subscribers to the channel. Sadly, what happened is that earlier this month, a lot of people kind of fell out of that subscription, but because there hasn't been a lot going on in the realm of new games this month, when you really think about it, it's been Persona 5 and Yooka-Laylee, and that's really it. A lot of people haven't really come back around, and therefore a lot of the subscriptions expired. So it sucks because right now I'm stuck. I'm down to like 230 subscriptions again, and I'd like to get it above 250 consistently, you know, and then build from there. But I realize that if I don't have new games on here all the time, that you're not going to get that crowd who wants to see the new releases all the time, you know? It seems to me like my hardcore viewer base is around 230 some people. Because every day, no matter what game I'm playing, I at least get that on stream. So, that's kind of the most hardcore, right? You guys are here every day to watch me play no matter what I play. And then when we get new releases and stuff that are more exciting, we get more people on the stream to join us. So, for example, next week, Outlast 2. I think we're going to get a bunch of people on stream for that. That's going to be a fun playthrough. Survival horror, you know, a sequel to a game that was really good a bunch of years ago. I'm really looking forward to that. And so I think that you guys are really going to enjoy that playthrough as well. You know, that's going to be a great one for the stream, and I think we'll get a big influx of people. And I would almost guarantee, watch, we'll immediately start getting subs again next week because of the new release, right? But just throwing that out there, so that people know, you know, that the subs have kind of dropped. And if you are a viewer of mine and you had a sub, you might want to double check and see if you've fallen out of being a sub because of the Twitch Prime does not auto-renew. Okay, it doesn't. So you got to stay on top of that. Alright, let's see here. Oh, Tantamounter says they upped the sub limit today. When you have 225 subs, you get 14 emotes, and 250 subs, you get 15. Is that true? Did they do that? I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea about that. Kaisen, shout out to Kaisen, who did a 150-bit cheer, and he says, when is Persona? I guess we should talk about that, okay? I guess we should talk about that. Oh, by the way, 2B Booty just suggested something. He says, we need an incentive for subs. How about a monthly giveaway? Sadly, that is not allowed. That is against Twitch's terms of service. You cannot do, giveaways or contests exclusive to subs. Because from what I'm to understand, that's considered a lottery. And therefore, that is illegal. That's considered gambling. Yeah, it would be like you have to pay money to get a chance to win something. That's considered a lottery, and therefore you can't do it. It's against the rules. So, can't do that, sadly. Sorry. Even though it would be nice, nothing I can do about that. But anyway, let's talk about the schedule for the next few days so that everyone's on the same page, alright? Since already we got confusion, you know, Kaisen asking about Persona and everything, okay? So today, Yooka-Laylee right here on the stream, and then following that, working on the Mass Effect Andromeda playthrough, as I said. So that's today's schedule. I don't know if I'll be releasing the review for Mass Effect Andromeda tonight. I might be or I might not. It all depends. Tomorrow. No streaming tomorrow, folks. Alright. Tomorrow, it's going to be Ask the King on the first half of the day, which is not live streamed. So I'll be doing Ask the King. And I hope you'll post up questions. Like I said, I need questions for the show. So please post up questions. Alright. And then tomorrow night, I'll either be working on the Mass Effect Andromeda review, or if I finish it up, I'm going to begin work on my Persona 5 review. Okay? Friday. Friday is Persona 5. The final Persona 5 stream for a while, folks. Alright? Because, sadly, you know, with Atlas and their limitations and everything, it looks like I'm going to have to put the playthrough on hold, for a while. Alright, and what I mean by that is, as you know, if you've been following along, this month, Atlas from the get-go said that you cannot stream or record and release a playthrough of Persona 5 past the 7/7 in-game date. Alright? You can't. They're not allowing you to. So, that being said, you know, a lot of people apparently have alright, done that. And every day now that I've played Persona 5, I have people coming on the stream saying, Phil, are you aware that so-and-so streamer is now on August and they're still playing? Phil, are you aware that this person has a full playthrough of Persona 5 up on YouTube? To which I kind of respond, well, I'm sure there are people who are doing that. I'm sure there are people who are going past the expected time frame that you're supposed to do. There's always going to be people who push the envelope, right? Alright, but here's the deal. For me, it's a big risk. And the reason I say that is because there's been a group of people, as you know, who really, honestly, I haven't really been talking about or affected by in a while. Ever since I started my new streaming attitude and being more positive, I really don't follow along or care about anything these people say about me anymore. I just don't. The bottom line is I just ignore it, and I focus on the positivity, and I'm having fun here on the stream every day, and I just don't care. I don't. There's no reason. There's no reason to give a shit about what they say, right? But these people, sadly, ever since I even started playing Persona 5, have been sending my videos and my streams to Atlas. This is not an exaggeration at all. This is literally, factually what's been going on. They go to Atlas's Twitter account, they go to their support email, and they sent them messages every day. Darkside Phil is playing this. Look, he did the boss fight, and he spoiled the boss fight. And look, Phil did this, and Phil did this. I know because people are showing it to me. And I'm like, wow, that's really shitty that these people have nothing better to fucking do, right? And keep in mind, these are people I don't know, people I've never spoken to, I don't know anything about them. They just do this to do it because I guess they think it's funny, or they think, oh, I can get Phil. They don't like me for some reason, even though I have no idea who they are. So just think about that. Someone who I don't know, who I've never had an interaction with, apparently hates my guts in real life and wants to ruin me. Great. That's just great, isn't it? So, that being said, okay, I know for a fact that if I do go past that 7/7 date, that Atlas will be fully aware, and if they, you know, I've heard that, yes, a lot of people are getting away with going past the 7/7 date, but maybe they're not me, you know what I mean? Maybe they're not as big as me, maybe they're not as infamous as me, however you want to describe it, they're not me. And with my luck, and with the amount of people that will probably try to get me in trouble if I go past the date, more than likely, you know, they're gonna do it. They're gonna try to get me in trouble. Now, I might get away with it, and I might not, right? But the bottom line is this: you got to think about the risk-reward. All right, the risk-reward. The risk is I get banned from Twitch temporarily, which means no Twitch income, no Twitch streaming for however long they decide to institute this kind of ban, the suspension or whatever, which would be awful because, as you know, I've made Twitch a major part of my business income, and I need this to keep the business running, okay? But, then YouTube also might give me copyright strikes. That also would be terrible, right? Because even though I know I can get the copyright strikes removed, because the bottom line is no one's going to sue me for copyright. I know that. No one's ever going to take me to court for a Let's Play video. But it takes 2 weeks to remove a copyright strike. So let's say I do a full session, right? Oh, excuse me. Let's say I do a full session of Persona 5 past the 7/7 in-game date, and it's like 20 videos. I don't know. It probably would. It would probably be like 10, 15 videos. And Atlas flags everyone for copyright. Now my channel gets shut down for 2 weeks. Because that's more than 3 strikes. And therefore, I'm not able to post up any videos. So now I have no income on Twitch and no income on YouTube. So what's the reward if I take this risk? Well, I get to continue the playthrough. Considering the fact, right, that right now, there's Outlast 2 coming out next week. I'm going to be doing my Worst Games Ever marathon coming up shortly. I've got a DLC for Neo coming out. Prey is coming out all in the next few weeks. There's a lot of new content and stuff for me to cover in the next few weeks. I really don't think it's worth the risk of me risking to continue this playthrough. You know what I mean? I don't think so. I think what I'm going to do, I am going to put it on hold once I get to the date that Atlas wants me to stop at. And I'll wait a bit. And I'll wait till a time when things slow down, especially with game releases. And once they slow down, I'll come back to it, alright? So, that being said, you know, that's more than likely going to be either June or July. It all depends on how things go. May looks to be a crazy busy month with games like I said, the Neo DLC, Prey, Injustice 2 is going to be amazing, I'm sure. I cannot wait. Star Trek VR and a bunch of other stuff. And, you know, June, you've got E3 hype and all the E3 hype that builds around that. Plus, you got Tekken 7. And a new Patron's Choice playthrough is probably going to start up then. So there are other various things going on. But that being said, you know, I really think that it sucks. Listen, it sucks. I can't even describe it any other way. It sucks. I want to play Persona 5, and after Friday, I'm not going to be able to. All right? But it is what it is. So, FYI, yes, tomorrow I'm doing Ask the King, and tomorrow night I'll be working on offline stuff like reviews. Friday will be the final stream of Persona 5 for the foreseeable future. Because right now I'm in the middle of the dungeon, the 3rd dungeon, and it looks like I'm near the end of it, which means I'll be able to send the calling card, do the boss fight. Then I've got stuff to do in Mementos that unlocked, so I'll have some Memento stuff to do. And then, there's going to be, you know, a few days, like 2 weeks worth of days to kill before we reach 7/7. So there'll be the social link stuff and, you know, leveling up stats and everything that you do in between the dungeon stuff, okay? So, it'll be a busy stream on Friday, but it's going to be the last stream, all right? So that means that Saturday, by the way, is my day off. So Saturday I'll be away anyway. No streaming or anything on Saturday. Maybe I'll upload some videos or something. And then Sunday, I'll come back, probably with more Yooka-Laylee. Maybe we'll try to wrap up the game. All right. I may end up with an odd stream here where I don't know what I want to do. Because Outlast 2 releases on Tuesday. So I may end up on Monday with, like, a day where there's just nothing going on. And I'm not exactly sure what to do. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I'll have to see at that point how much time is there. Do I want to squeeze in a multiplayer stream of something like Overwatch? Or do I maybe, instead of that, since Persona 5 will be over, maybe... Oh, landscaper's outside. Scared me. Oh, landscaper outside turned on a weed whacker. Scared the shit out of me. I was like, what the fuck is that? Maybe I could just do a big session of offline Danganronpa. Because as you know, Danganronpa I am not doing online. I'm only doing it offline. So maybe I could just do a big session of Danganronpa. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what happens. Let's play it by ear. And see how it goes. Alright. And go from there. Maybe I'll just try to really push forward and finish Yooka-Laylee. And get it done with before Outlast 2 starts or something. And then what I could do is maybe balance Outlast 2 with Danganronpa for that week until we head into May and all the new releases in May or something, right? Alright, so that's kind of the deal, folks. In summary, today Yooka-Laylee and working on my Mass Effect review. Tomorrow, Ask the King and more review-style stuff. Friday, the final Persona 5 stream and probably working on the Persona 5 review up to that point. Saturday's my day off. Sunday, I'll be back probably with more Yooka-Laylee and, you know, that we can preview. And I'm going to be doing some Q&A videos or something Sunday night. Monday is up in the air. It could be a day of Danganronpa. It could be Yooka-Laylee. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. It all depends on how things go. And then Tuesday, we start with Outlast 2. Okay. Sound good? All right. Real quick, for plugs, not going to do anything long here today. I'll just say a few things. Number one, Teespring. I did update my Teespring store earlier this week with a new shirt, the Rage Quit design. I've also got the glitchy design in there. And then, of course, the best sellers, such as the DSPGaming logo, the skull design, the Punished DSP design. There's been many different designs on there. You might want to check it out. Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Some great stuff. And I'm actually wearing one of the shirts today. You'll see on webcam I'm wearing the skull shirt. Okay. My girlfriend, I say girlfriend, now I'm gonna get yelled at. My fiance, Leanna's business, The Black Currant, where she sells handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. Great quality stuff. And, you should definitely check it out, alright? Etsy.com/shop/The Black Currant. She's been in operation for over 2 years. Tons of positive customer feedback. Lots of good stuff. Check it out for yourself. I only wash with her soap. I'm showering tonight. I'm using her soap because I love it. Okay. Outside of that, really the only other thing is Patreon. Because the bottom line is, folks, we are now in the home stretch for April. There's only about 11 days left in April. Yeah, 11 days. It's 30 days in April, right? So, if you want to pledge to my Patreon for the month, you can. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. This will earn you personal perks like text or verbal thank yous, shout-outs, getting your questions answered for sure on the Q&A show Ask the King. So a bunch of people are going to get that tomorrow, which is cool. But in addition to all of that, you can get cool things like private Q&A videos, and you can participate in Patreon events. For example, this month, if you pledge $5 or more, you'll be participating in the nomination and voting process for the next Patron's Choice playthrough, which is a game that you will choose for me to do a full playthrough of, starting in the slow time this summer, so probably around June-ish. You know, once I finish up Danganronpa, which I'm going to get back to soon, I'll be starting up this new game, whatever wins in the nominations and polling. Okay? So please consider pledging if you haven't. This is a critical part of my business. All pledges go directly to supporting the business and paying my bills and keeping this stuff afloat. Thank you to everyone who is an ongoing pledgee. I appreciate it. and I hope that more of you will consider pledging in the future because, like I said, it's an awesome thing. You get stuff for it. It creates awesome events, and it allows me to do this as a job in the long term, and I appreciate all of your support. Okay? All right, everyone. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and let's get started with Yooka-Laylee, all right? All right, here we go.